Hello everyone, in this video we are just going to create simplest project of LED blink with our 8051 microcontroller AT89S52. Let's get started. Initially, let's create the Proteus simulation circuit for simulating our program. I'm opening the Proteus design suite and then click on the schematic capture icon to open the schematic. Now in this Proteus software, our microcontroller AT89S52 is unavailable. So instead of that, we will be using AT89C51 microcontroller, which is similar to AT89S52 that we are going to use in the hardware. Both are having same architecture as well as the same register structure. So click on this components mode icon and then click on this pick devices icon. Here type in the microcontroller AT89C51. Then double click on this microcontroller for selecting the microcontroller. You can see in the device list this microcontroller is added. And then we want LED for blinking purpose. Type in LED over here, come down a little bit and choose any one between these four LEDs, that is LED blue, green, red and yellow. I am just going to choose this yellow. You can see the yellow LED is also added. Click on OK to close the pick devices tab. Now choose this AT89C51 microcontroller over here and then come to the schematic layout over here. Then left click on this once to get the microcontroller layout and then choose a suitable place for placing this microcontroller and again click on it. Now you can see the microcontroller is placed and I am going to choose the LED now. Again in the same way I am just going to place the LED over here. Now in this simulation software you need not connect all the necessary circuits for proper functioning of this microcontroller, that is the crystal oscillator required for oscillation and then the reset circuitry for the microcontroller and then the high signal for this EA pin. So these are all the necessary basic circuitry required for the proper functioning of this AT89S52 microcontroller in hardware, but this is simulation, so you need not connect all those things. I'm just going to connect the anode of the LED to the P1.0 pin. So for connecting this through wire, go near the pin. You can see the pin is highlighted. Just left click on this and if you move the mouse you can see the wire is also coming along with your mouse. Now go to the other end where you want to connect this wire. There also it will be getting highlighted. Again click on it. Now you can see the anode of the LED is connected to P1.0 pin of the microcontroller and the cathode I just want to connect ground. So ground can be found out by clicking on this terminal modes icon and here you can see the ground. Place the ground over here and connect it. So that's all about the circuitry. Now double click on this microcontroller and change the crystal frequency, that is clock frequency, to be 11.0592 megahertz. Then click on OK. Now let us see how you can write the program for blinking this LED in Keil Microvision IDE. Now open the Keil Microvision IDE and here click on this projects tab and then click on new Microvision project and go to the respective location where you want to store the project files, and here in the file name just type in any name as per your wish. Then click on save. And now you just want to select the microcontroller. Click on this drop down and select legacy device database. Here in the search type in AT89S52. You will get the microcontroller over here. Click on it and click on OK. It is asking you to create startup file. You need not require any startup file for this microcontroller. Click on no. Now the project has been successfully created. Click on this plus icon near the target, and in the source group right click over here and click on add new item. Here you just want to create main.c file. Click on this C file and give it as the name main, or you can give whatever name you want, but this will be the main.c file of your project. So you can see, click on this plus, the main.c file has been created in your project. Now that we are having C51 compiler internally available in this Keil Microvision IDE, but we just want to create the header file for this microcontroller AT89S52 that we are going to use. Again, right click on this source group and click on add new item to the group. Now here click on this header file and give it whatever name you want, but this is the header file of the microcontroller AT89S52, so I am giving the same name, AT89S52. So this is the header file for our microcontroller AT89S52. As soon as you create the header file for any microcontroller, the first and foremost thing that you want to add in the header file is header guard. So that is nothing but as if and def AT89S52 underscore h as define the same name S52 underscore h, and at the end you just want to add ndef. So these lines are known as header guard. So whatever lines that you are going to write in this header file should be written in between these lines. Actually, this header guard is helpful in reducing the redeclaration of variable again and again in a single file of your program. So that is nothing but if this AT89S52.h is not defined, it will define it. If it is defined, it will skip the declaration again. So that is the process. So you can give whatever name you want. So for just for identification, I am just giving the same name as AT89S52. So that's it. We have created the source file and the header file for our project. Now here I am just going to call that header file as include of AT89S52.h. The source file I am just going to add int main, and inside the int main I am just going to add while of 1, which is nothing but the infinite loop where we are just going to write the logic of the program. Now I am just going to compile this using the button over here. You can see my program has been compiled with 0 errors and 0 warnings. Now as per our circuit, our LED anode is connected to P1.0, that is port 1 0th bit. So as per our logic, initially I just want to turn on this bit 1.0 and I want to wait for 1 second or a particular period of time, and after that particular period of time I just want to turn off the LED and I want to wait for the same time. So this is the process of blink, right? So what I want to do is, so these are all the 4 ports that is available in our microcontroller, port 0, port 1, port 2 and port 3, and we studied this in the port structure of the microcontroller lecture, right? So this port 0 is available in the 80 RAM address, port 1 is available in 90, port 2 is available at A0 and port 3 is available at B0. So the C51 compiler actually provides 2 different types for defining the addresses of SFRs available in our microcontroller. They are nothing but SFR and S-bit. So using this SFR type, you can declare addresses of SFRs using different names, and using that particular name you can directly write or read 1 byte of data or 8 bits of data to that particular SFR address. So you can see this is the syntax. This SFR is the keyword and second one is SFR name. which is a user defined name, so I can even write SM Training Academy instead. And third one is nothing but SFR address. This address is nothing but the RAM location of the register. So if I am declaring this P0, I just want to provide the address 80. So let's try to declare all these 4 ports individually using the SFR keyword. So coming to our header file 8089s52.h, we are just going to do all the definitions and declarations of registers over here. So remember that these are all the addresses that we are fetched from the datasheet of this microcontroller. So this is the datasheet of the microcontroller. You can see P2 is located at A0 and P0 is located at 80 and P3 is located at B0 and P1 is located at 90. So from here I have taken this data. So now I'm just going to declare all these 4 ports P0, P1, P2 and P3 using the type SFR. So this is a syntax. As I said, I'm just going to write SFR of P0 equal to 0x80. As I said, P0 is located at 80. Again, remember that this is a user defined name. You can provide whatever name as per your wish. So I'm just going to give it as port 0 and I'm declaring the port 1. Port 1 equal to 0x90. SFR of port 2 equal to 0xA0. SFR of port 3 equal to 0xB0. Now you can see I have declared the SFRs port 0, port 1, port 2 and port 3. Now when I want to write a particular data to this port 1, I just want to write 8 bits of data or 1 byte of data, so that those 8 bits of data will be going to this location from 0x90 to 0x97. So all the 8 bits that I give will be stored from 0x90 to 0x97. But now take our example. Our LED is connected to the pin P1.0. You can find the address of P1.0 is nothing but 0x90. So you can either define this address 0x90 individually and you can write 1 or 0 to it, or you can use this SFR that you have already declared port 1 for writing 1 byte of data for turning on this P1.0. So for declaring a single bit of data inside a SFR, the C51 compiler has provided us with another type called SBIT type. So this SBIT type is useful for declaring and using single bit of SFR. So this is the syntax. SBIT is the type or the keyword, and bit name is nothing but the user defined name. You can give whatever name you want here, and this SFR name is nothing but this port 0, port 1, port 2 and port 3. So whatever port you want to declare, you just want to write here, and the bit position is nothing but the bit position what you want to define. That is, in our case I want to define the bit 0, right? So I can write like SBIT of, you can give whatever name you want, LED equal to port 1 XOR of 0. So this will define the LED as the name for port 1 bit 0. I hope you understood that. So this is a user defined name. This is the port name, that is the SFR name. You can give whatever SFR you want, but in my case I have used the port 1. That is why I am declaring this XOR of the bit position that I want to define. So I just want to define the bit 0 in port 1. So that is why I have defined that. So now I can use this variable or the declaration LED wherever I want to write 1 or 0 to it. So this is the method 1 of defining a particular bit using S bit type. There is another easy method that is nothing but S bit bit name equal to bit address. So you can also define a bit name using this format. So S bit is the keyword, bit name is whatever name you want to give, you can give as per your wish, and this bit address is nothing but the particular bit address. So if I want to declare this 0x90 as the bit address, I can directly write it over here. So what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to write port 1 P0 equal to 0x90. So now you can see, as per our address table, I have declared the P1.0 bit with the name port 1 P0. So I can use this name wherever I want to write 1 or 0 to the address 0x90. So similarly, I'm just going to declare all these port elements. You can see I have declared all the separate bits of port 1. And similarly, I'm declaring port 0 bits separately, like this. Port 0 P0 is 80 and starting at 80 and ending at 87. And similarly, I'm creating the bits for port 2 as well as for port 3. So that's it. I have created the SFR addresses of separate ports and all the separate bits for all the 4 ports.